Many ancient customs and cultures include spring celebrations. Most major holidays have some connection to the changing of seasons, and spring holidays often celebrate rebirth, a time when the plants and trees that have been dormant for winter come back to life and the animal babies are born. Spring holidays celebrate the triumph of good over evil. Unitarian Universalists strive to honor all people, their religious and non-religious roots, and their exploration of what is good and right for them at this moment in their lives. Let's explore some of the holidays often observed in the spring by people within the UU community and around the world. Holi is a Hindu holiday observed in Indian cultures. It's a festive day when people let go of past mistakes, end their conflicts with each other, and forgive and forget. Holi celebrates life and love, and the main theme is good beating away evil. On the eve of the festival, large pyres are lit in many parts of India to signify the burning of evil spirits. People often throw wood, dried leaves, and twigs into bonfires. On the day of Holi, people engage in a celebration of colors. Hindus believe that coloring something brings life to it. Entire streets and towns turn red, green, and yellow as people throw colored powder into the air and splash color on others. Each color carries a meaning. Red, for example, symbolizes love and fertility, while green stands for new beginnings. People also splash water on each other in celebration. Water guns are used to squirt water, while balloons filled with colored water are also flung from rooftops. Later in the day, families gather together for festive meals. It's also common to distribute sweets among neighbors and friends. Ramadan is the most sacred month of the year for Muslims who practice the religion called Islam. Muslims believe it was during this month that God, who Muslims call Allah, revealed to Muhammad the first verses of the Quran, which is Islam's sacred text. During the entire month of Ramadan, Muslims fast every day from dawn to sunset. This means they do not eat or drink anything during the day. They fast for several reasons: to show what it feels like to be hungry and thirsty, so they can feel compassion for the poor and needy and remember their duty to help others; to remind themselves of their dependence on God for nourishment; and to reduce the distractions in life so they can more clearly focus on their relationship with God. At the end of Ramadan, there's a 3-day celebration called Eid al-Fitr, or the festival of the breaking of the fast. Everyone comes together for big meals with family and friends to exchange presents and have fun. Pagan or earth-centered holidays celebrate the spring equinox, or what we think of as the beginning of spring. According to one pagan legend, the goddess Ostara, goddess of the dawn, sleeps away the winter, watched over by the rabbits of the animal kingdom. When the rabbits see the sun turn her face toward the earth, they dance to awaken Ostara. As Ostara awakes, so does the land. Where she walks, new life springs forward. The darkness of winter gives way to the vibrant colors of spring. Like spring celebrations in other cultures, Ostara symbolizes fertility, rebirth, and renewal. This time of year marked the beginning of the growing cycle, when farmers would start planting seeds. Modern-day pagans might go outside to meditate and perform a simple ritual to welcome the spring. Another common way to celebrate the coming spring is to plant seeds. Some families celebrate by delivering May Day baskets to their neighbors, filled with flowers and treats. The custom was to knock on the door on May 1st, yell, "May basket," and then run. If the recipient caught the giver, he or she was entitled to a kiss. Other people take part in spring Earth Day activities to honor the earth by cleaning it up after the long winter. The Maypole dance is another spring ritual usually performed on May Day. It dates back to the dances ancient British people used to do around actual trees in hopes of harvesting a large crop. Today, the dance is still practiced and holds special significance to pagans who have made a point to take part in the same customs their ancestors did. Spring pagan celebrations were a way to rejoice in the rebirth of nature and to act out the change of seasons. Many of these are the same as the ways modern families celebrate Easter. Coloring Easter eggs and scavenger hunts to find these treasures come to us from a long, long heritage of people celebrating the arrival of spring. For millennia, eggs have been associated with new life and were an essential part of spring celebrations in ancient cultures. Passover is a major Jewish spring holiday celebrating freedom and family. It commemorates the exodus of the Jews from slavery in Egypt more than 3,000 years ago. Passover is celebrated for either 7 or 8 days. The word Passover refers to the idea that God passed over the houses of the Jews during the 10th plague on the Egyptians, and therefore the firstborn child of each family was spared from death. The main observances of this holiday center around a special home service called the Seder, which includes a festive meal. At a Seder, Jews gather with family and friends in the evening to read from a book called the Haggadah, meaning telling, which contains prayers, rituals, readings, and songs. The Haggadah helps retell the events of the Exodus so that each generation may learn and remember this story that is so central to Jewish life and history. Easter is the day when Christians commemorate Jesus' resurrection, the time when they believe he rose from the grave and lived again. According to the New Testament of the Bible, Easter occurs 3 days after the crucifixion of Jesus by the Romans. Easter concludes the Passion of Christ, which begins with a 40-day period of fasting called Lent, leading up to Holy Week. Holy Thursday, the celebration of Jesus' Last Supper, and the crucifixion of Jesus Christ on Good Friday is a part of the Holy Week, which comes to an end on Easter Sunday. The naming of the celebration as Easter seems to go back to the name of the pre-Christian pagan goddess in England, Ostara, who was celebrated at the beginning of spring. Unitarian Universalist families often adopt the secular aspects of Easter by celebrating the arrival of spring through ancient pagan traditions. Families may talk about the annual resurrection of life through plants, flowers, and trees, and encourage their children to discover signs of rebirth in the world around them. Together they may color eggs or plant seeds to celebrate the coming of spring and the changes the earth brings. They may acknowledge the rabbits who watched over the earth all winter and helped waken it in the spring. They also may embrace the opportunity for new beginnings that many of us experience when the warm sun returns. And candy treats always make the occasion special. Unitarian Universalist communities embrace people with diverse spiritual traditions. Our stories and practices draw from several sources of inspiration, including the world's religions, our own direct experience, the words and deeds of prophetic people, reason and science, and earth-centered traditions. To learn more about UUCW or Unitarian Universalism, please visit our website or that of the Unitarian Universalist Association, UUA.org, and come join us some Sunday for a worship service.